It's showtime.
Hey, welcome to Did You Watch Survivor Last Night? This is the only Survivor podcast. My name is Jake Scheidel. Each week I ask my best friend, Thomas Powell, if he did indeed watch a certain reality show. Hey, Thomas, how you doing today?
Jake, I'm doing all right. Countdown in 1 week's time. I will be in the city of Lost Wages, as I like to call it.
The one in Nevada?
Yeah.
I love that place. What are you doing in Lost Wages?
Certainly not getting any money. I'll be spending it, if you know what I mean.
I do.
I'm going down. I didn't get to do it last year because of the pandemic. Stop the steal. Dr. Fauci wasn't letting me go watch my basketball. But this year I get to go down for Las Vegas Summer League, and I'm quite excited about it because the Detroit Pistons, I don't know if you guys heard, had the number one pick in the draft. So I get to go see Cade Cunningham play basketball.
I was kind of upset when the Detroit Pistons didn't draft Dr. Fauci, to be honest.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. If he's such an expert, why wasn't he drafted number one overall in the NBA draft?
He's supposed to be so smart. Why wasn't he number one pick in the overall draft? The basketball.
That didn't stop anybody from drafting Dr. J, but Dr. Fauci apparently not good enough to hack it in the league. So.
What about Dr. Magic Johnson, another doctor of the court?
Yeah, or Daryl Griffith, aka Dr. Duncanstein.
Yeah. Or what about Dr. Dunkin' Donuts? Triple D, as they like to call him. Dr. Dunkin' Donuts. Did you hear me?
Yeah, that's Al Pacino, right?
That's Al Pacino. Excuse me. He did eventually start calling himself Dunkin'.
It's not Al. I'm sorry. I forgot that it's not Al anymore.
Yeah. It was just too long of names, but he started calling himself Dunkachino. Dunkin' Donuts, I think, is probably one of the best donut delivery places in the country. Would you agree?
I wasn't aware that they deliver.
Oh, everybody delivers now. DoorDash, Grubhub, Uber Eats.
Okay, but that's not Dunkin' delivering. That is someone going and getting an order for you.
You know who's delivering? Jeff Probst with the finale
That's right.
of Survivor Marquesas. Thomas, did you watch the finale of Survivor Marquesas last night?
Some folks are born made to wave the flag. Ooh, they're red, white.
I did. I thought it was just going to be like one episode and then it would be the finale, and I was not prepared for it to be 2 episodes. 2 for the price of 1.
Yeah, bud. Yeah. Oh, man. You're going to love the next miniseries we got then, if you love watching Survivor twice. This week's episode, though, was called The Sole Survivor. I think a fine episode title. Yeah. Kind of feels
not
like
bad.
They could name any finale that, and it would be appropriate.
That's true. It's a little, they should have named it like King of the Ring or Royal Rumble.
Yeah, why didn't they name this one Royal Rumble?
Yeah. Survivor, yeah. This season should have been called Survivor Series.
Well, Royal Rumble would be a really good name because this season was all about like Christianity and Jesus and all that, and we all know that Jesus is king. And
yes,
kings are royalty. This episode first aired on May 19th, 2002. Thomas, how old would you have been on May 19th, 2002?
Jake, I would have been 10 years old.
I would have been 11.
Also,
in 2 months.
That's a thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Speaking of, we were talking about wrestling. May 19th there was a famous storyline where Kane kept being tormented by someone saying, like, May 19th, May 19th. And it was like, what's so significant about May 19th? And the real answer was, that was when that movie See No Evil came out, that Kane was the murderer. And
yeah.
I don't know if you remember that. He had, like, a big hook. He took people's eyes out, I think.
I didn't see that WWE Studios feature, unfortunately. I'm more...
But anyway, anytime that the date May 19th gets read, I'm just like, May 19th. Because that's Kane didn't like it.
Yeah. Why? Because he didn't like his movie?
He knew how bad it was going to be. He was embarrassed about his performance.
He was like, I refuse to be a part of Hollywood anymore. From now on, I'll only be mayor of Tennessee.
Yeah, that's right.
And I think
that was where he
call.
knew that he didn't want to be an actor anymore. He wanted to be a local politician.
Yeah, and I think right call. Speaking of the number 19, last week's episode received 19.15 million viewers and saw Sean get voted out. Do you think that this week, for the finale, the viewership increased or decreased, Thomas?
It's the finale, so I have to assume that it increased. I'm going to say 21.5 million people watched this.
Thomas, you haven't gotten one right all Marquesas. You haven't gotten one single episode correct, and now that you're guessing 21 million. You think for the finale, it only increased by 2 million people.
Yes.
Okay, well, this week's episode, actually, it was the finale. It received 25.87 million viewers.
Wow, okay.
So, 0 for 13 or 14 on this season's
Hey, I'm nothing
viewership,
if not
but-
consistent. You can set your watch to me getting this wrong.
So, the episode starts off with just a summary of the season thus far. That it was fine, you know?
I skipped it because I didn't need to see it.
Yeah, I was definitely walking around the house doing other things while this was on. It was like, oh, you know what? I do actually need to pee. So let me go do that
I think
real
it
quick.
was fun to watch because like even the stuff where it showed people that like had gotten voted out early, and I was like, oh, I kind of forgot about those people, and I was like, they're not on the jury. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, right. Even there were even people on the jury who I was like, who are you again?
Yep.
Kathy is not sure if she made the right decision voting out Sean. Do you feel like she did? I feel like she didn't. I would have liked to see Sean stick around.
No, they should have gone after Nalia. I think that was her mistake.
Yeah, agreed. Pascal says he's not feeling great physically, and then Kathy is in the river and praying to the Marquesian gods, I believe. Were you?
Yeah, something like that. Her and Nalia were just kind of goofing around about how they don't want to be there anymore. I also like that Pascal was like, I look like shit. That was great.
Yeah.
He's like, I look the worst I've ever looked in my entire life.
I love how he just knows that instinctively, even though he hasn't seen himself.
Yeah, no mirrors, but he knows.
Well, he went on that cruise with Nalia, I guess.
I do think, like, those early seasons, late game, everyone does look quite a bit rougher than they do. You know, everybody looks like they've lost a little bit of weight in the new seasons, but they don't look, like, dirty. They don't look like they've been at the mercy of the elements in the same way.
Yeah. I feel like that's the biggest thing that's missing from the show these days, is just, like, literally trying to survive in the... Like, how good are your survival skills? Maybe, supposedly 41 is going to be harder on them, elementally, you might say. So that'll be fun to watch. But, yeah, agreed. Like... Now it's just like they're all living on a beach together that several other people lived on the same beach a year ago, and the year before that, and the year before that. Like, it's boring now. It's boring. Like,
People can prepare for it, too. Like, that's the other thing. People know what they're getting into in a way that when you switch it up every season, you know, you can't prepare for it as well.
Yep. But now it's all Fiji all the time. So... Saying maybe
Yeah, who's running the development of these seasons? Truman from the Truman Show.
Oh yeah,
He's always trying to get to
he does
Fiji.
love Fiji. Yeah, that's another movie we need to watch on an off week. We did.
I think we were going to and then didn't one time. So
I wonder why we didn't
that was
cover
probably your
Truman
fault.
Show that week. That we were
it's probably your fault.
No,
I bet you, Jake. I bet that you forgot to watch it.
I mean, the fact that I forgot to watch one of my top 5 favorite movies for this podcast, like, unlikely.
Yeah, well, you were just so excited about it that you had an aneurysm and we couldn't do it that week.
That's exactly what happened, and we don't have to look back because we know that's exactly.
There's
what
no
happened.
there's no reason to look back and check it. We all know what happened.
Yeah. Thomas was so excited to watch Truman Show, and then I shut up.
I watched it 4 times.
I totally forgot.
I watched it 4 times. I was so stoked to talk about it, and you were like, "I've never seen that movie."
Yeah. What is that
forgot.
movie?
It
Some
sounds stupid
movie for
anyway.
dumb guys?
Yeah.
Sounds dumb. I hate it. Why don't you tell me what happened? Let's It's a good movie, though. Truman Show, great movie. True Man,
One of the best.
one of the best movies, yeah. Citizen Kane, Truman Show, and Santa's Little Helper, the 3 best movies of all time.
Correct. I believe those topped the most recent AFI list that they did.
If it didn't,
I'm not talking about the American Film Institute. I'm talking about the band. This is the favorite movies of the band AFI.
yeah, I do still follow their blog for posts like that every few years. It's not a popular blog or very often updated, but every so often they are like, Truman Show, good movie. And that's nice to see. 'Cause
I agree, AFI. Thank you for making the song Girls Not Grey.
Vesepia says that she has had enough of these people. I really loved that. She's like, I love them, but I've had enough of them. That was very funny.
Yeah, that was great. I totally understand. Like, that is very relatable of just like, look, I can't, like, nothing against these people personally. I just got to get away from them. Been around each other for too long.
It's like family, you know?
Yeah,
Being
it's
around-
exactly like family.
being around
This is a
your
real
family.
fast and furious situation.
It truly was. Then Treemail clues them into the next challenge being trivia about one another. Great stuff. But guess what? Vesepia has been keeping notes on everybody the entire time. Fantastic.
This is I wish that they would do this challenge more often. I think this is a really interesting thing to throw at people at the end of the game.
I believe the reason they don't do this challenge anymore is because Vesepia figured out how to win the challenge.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we
I
can't
guess
do
if
this
people
anymore.
were anticipating it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I mean, it very much is like, it's like, I think it is a nice referendum on what kind of social game that you played. Like, what kind of
Yeah.
relationships did you actually make with people?
I think it's a great idea for like an end game challenge. Like the whole point is getting to know each other, and like, yeah, let's see how well you know these people. That's a great idea. Bring it back, Jeff. This show used to be so good. Now you're not even coming up with subtitles? Get out of here. So the immunity challenge happens at Tribal Council. I liked that. I like when they have immunity challenges at Tribal Council.
That was great. You got no time to strategize afterwards.
So Jeff asks them all the questions. Did you know any of the answers to any of these questions? I did not.
I think I knew. I mean, the New York Times one I knew was Tammy.
Oh, well,
'cause
yeah,
was,
she's
like,
a crime reporter.
I didn't know. I don't know. I mean, maybe it had come up in the edit at some point. I didn't know what Sean's girlfriend's name was. I guess that Sean did not have any siblings.
Oh, I had no idea how many.
I think that was
siblings Sean
more
had.
because it seemed like a trick question.
Smart. Yeah.
And I knew the John one. I knew the Air Force one. I got that one right.
Oh, did you? I had no idea. I would have also guessed Army. I didn't realize that each branch of the military had their own nurses.
That did make me hesitate a second because I was like, do they train nurses in the Air Force? But the answer is yes, they do.
Yeah, air nurse. That's what they call them. And the nurses, they have their own planes that only carry medical supplies, and they have a red and white plus on them, and it's really cool.
Yeah, you fly over and you parachute out of the plane on top of another plane with a first aid kit.
Yeah. And you, like, rip the glass bubble open and, like, jam them with whatever
Give 'em
medicine
CPR.
they need. Yeah. Really cool job, actually. There should be more movies about air nurses. If The Miz ever makes a movie about air nurses, that's our next
We're
feature
gonna watch
for
it.
Chris Miz. So, Vesepia wins this challenge. Unsurprising. This was great. She came down to Nalia and Vesepia pulled out the win with only 1 point. Interesting, huh? So then we go straight into Tribal Council. And Kathy offers to vote with Vesepia, and Vesepia accepts her deal. And then Jeff refuses to let them have a private conversation. I liked that. I liked Jeff.
That was
telling
great.
people
It was
no.
the right move.
Yeah.
I wish that they would enforce that more strictly in the current game.
Mm-hmm.
Although it seemed like they maybe cracked down on it a little bit, where everyone could just fucking whisper to each other.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Should not be allowed to do that.
Agreed. I don't... I feel like Jeff views his show in a way that no one in the audience does. Like, Jeff loves that shit. Jeff loves Edge of Extinction. Jeff loves the fire-making challenge at Final Four. It's like, all of these things are things that everyone who watches the show absolutely hates. So, stop doing it. You know? Be mean. Jeff, you can be mean sometimes. You can tell people no, you can't have a private conversation. The whole point.
You can tell people they can't have private conversations. You can tell people that they don't smell bad anymore. It's fine.
That was so great. So they vote. Nolia gets 2 votes. Kathy gets 2 votes. Then, for the tiebreaker, Jeff tells them they have to come to a consensus or draw rocks. This was the first time they ever drew rocks. Did you know that?
I did not know that. I'm not surprised to hear it, but
Yeah.
at the same time, like, they were always going to draw rocks. Nobody is going to be like, yes. If you're in the final 4, nobody is going to be like, yes, I will voluntarily leave.
Right. Like, what was it in Cambodia where they were finally like, what's your name? Like, it came down to Keith and Kimmy, remember? And they were like,
yes.
And they finally were like, okay, I guess Kimmy then. Like, that's stupid, dude. So Pascal pulls the purple rock. And he has to go. Were you sad to see that?
I kind of wanted it to be Nalia, but at the same time, like, no, it was fine.
You hate Nalia? You despise Nalia? She's like your least favorite
No, I don't
character
hate her.
in
I
this
think
whole-
I just liked her. I just liked her the least of everyone that was left.
Sure.
I think that her whole like I'm not actually playing the game until I wasn't playing the game until like week 23 shit is bullshit.
God, yeah.
Like you were playing.
Yeah. So here's we haven't looked up Pascal or his judiciary career while watching the show, but now that he's voted out, I will tell you, Thomas, he retired from being a judge in 2010 after serving for 23 years. Do you know why he retired?
Did he faint again?
Yeah, he fainted so hard they were like, you can't be a judge anymore. No, he retired because he was found out where is it? He had ignored a complaint from an attorney that she was being sexually harassed by another judge in their judicial circuit.
Ooh, boy.
Yeah, so that's not great. So he resigned, but then also he was caught having sex with a public defender.
Uh-huh.
But that was unrelated to why he resigned.
Interesting.
It just happened to happen around the same time. So, yeah, even when he's old as fuck, Pascal's still, I don't know. Good for him, I guess. I don't know. Now he's retired. Probably doing great. I hope he's still alive. I don't know. Pascal seems like a good dude.
There's truly no way to know.
It's literally impossible. Back at camp, everybody is sleeping, and then Jeff comes to camp to wake them all up and lay out the day for them. This was weird.
This was weird.
For Jeff to just come in and wake them up.
Jeff's waking them up early so they can go fishing.
Yeah, fun stuff. They have to assemble a canoe and then row to another island where they will tattoo themselves. Yeah. So that's the plan for the day. Visepia is happy with their ability to build the boat. Then they go to the other island and tattoo themselves, but the tattoo is basically just like black face paint. It's not a tattoo.
Yeah, it wasn't. They were doing temporary tattoos. Let's be real here.
I wish Jeff had come to camp and been like, you're going to go to another island and give yourself temporary tattoos. That would have been better. And
You're going to get the henna tattoos that you can get at like a city fair.
yeah. But you're going to do it yourself so it looks bad.
Yeah, it's going to look worse.
Then they do the thing where they remember everybody who's been voted out. This was fine. Like, good for them.
It took way too long.
It always
took
takes
like
too
10
long.
minutes.
I'm glad they got rid of doing it on the show, because it always takes far too long. I feel like it's... We probably say this every season, but I feel like it's good for the people in the game still to, like, reflect on the game so far. But we don't really need to see that. Or if we do,
They're not in the jury. Yeah, if we're not going to see them in the jury, like, I don't care.
yeah. Then they hike to an area of purification and purify themselves with some yellow something. I don't know what it was. But they seemed to enjoy themselves, so that's good. This was a nice moment, though. Right?
Yeah, sure, whatever.
Like, I don't know. I like seeing them all come together and be like, what a great time we all had together. How nice. Because, Survivor, it's really an experience. It's not about the $1 million. It's not about the destination. It's about the journey. And who are we to not
That's
reflect on
right.
that? At the final immunity challenge, they have to do hands on a hard idol. This is a good challenge. They should just do this challenge every time. Not every time, but every final challenge. It should be this. Just how badly do you want it? Right? Does that make sense?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I do like that they basically did the challenge of like, all right, you're going to put your hand on the car, and whoever is the last person with their hand on the car, they get the car.
Yeah. But it wasn't a car. It was a car lobster. This was what they did in Borneo too, and maybe the other seasons between this and Borneo, but I think it's good. I think it's a good challenge. I think if it came back every year, I wouldn't be upset. Kathy falls after 4.5 hours, and then as soon as she falls, Vesepia makes a deal with Nalia to give her immunity. How did you take Vesepia making this deal with Nalia after she had already made a deal with Kathy? Deception.
I don't know. I kind of wish that they had just let the challenge play out. I thought it was kind of shitty, but at the same time, it's a good strategic move.
Agreed. Then at Tribal Council, Pascal collapsed, but he's going to be fine. Don't even worry about it, John tells them. Because he, again, is an air nurse, so he knows these things. Kathy was disappointed that Vesepia made the deal, but says, C'est la vie. That's French, Thomas. Do you know what that means?
Such is life.
Yeah, okay. I'll take your word for it. I didn't actually know.
It's basically that's life.
Okay. I'll take your word. I don't know French. I don't speak French, and I refuse, because this is America. And I call them freedom fries still. Because of what the French did to us in Iraq.
Yeah, I can't believe they wouldn't support us there. And you know what? They were his history has rightfully embarrassed them for that.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely was not shown to be a good move at all.
The French are the bad guys, and America is the good guys.
We really owned them by buying bottles of French wine and then taking videos of people dumping them out. Paying money for them so that we could dump them out.
USA. Vesepia defends her decision to make that deal, and then Kathy says that she prayed to her dad. That was nice. Great send-off for Kathy, because Nalia votes her out. I'll tell you, coming down to a final 3 and having only one person be allowed to vote, that's perfect. That's the way it should end, right? It's like, You've got to make this really tough decision. What are you going to do? Now it's all final 3 and fire-making challenges, and all Jeff Probst knows these days is final 3 fire-making challenges and lie. And I don't appreciate it.
Make hot fire and lie.
Back at camp, Nalia and Vesepia pray together. So that's nice. Again, Jesus is king. So that's good. The pig comes back to camp because everybody else is gone.
We love to see the pig.
We love to see the pig. Nicolas Cage. I actually haven't seen that movie. The pig movie that Nicolas...
It's apparently very good. Someone who I'm not allowed to name on the podcast went and saw it and said it was their favorite movie of the year.
Well, I watched Freaky this week, which I think came out last year, but I enjoyed it more than I thought I would. So
it's got Vince Vaughn in it, right?
It's got Vince Vaughn in it. He plays a teenager.
Did you watch it on HBO Max?
I believe so, yes. It's decent, you know. It's
Yeah.
You're not going to be upset watching it, except for all the murder. Murder is a crime.
Oh, no.
And yeah, that's bad news. But it's fun little romp. You know?
They're gonna put that on the. They've already released like the Blu-ray or whatever, but they're gonna put that on the back cover.
Yeah. How do you feel about like movie previews where they just take reviews from like people's tweets?
I love that so much. It's so stupid.
It's like epic movie.
OMG, so scary.
It's like Vince 1609 on Twitter.
At Butts 420.
Yeah. Like, great. Who are you? Are you somebody important? Do I care about your opinions?
At John 13475678924.
For sure, John. I'll take your word for it. Visepia then makes some more coconut popcorn. I love the coconut popcorn. It's just like everything's a good time this season. Everybody's just chill and like happy to be around. It's a good season. Nalia then
Yeah, it was pretty enjoyable.
Nalia then one second. Nalia then burns people's clothes that they left after getting voted out.
Love that.
Yeah, very good. Visepia says that she played a good strategic game and hopes that the jury will realize that she only was deceptive to get herself to the end. I think that's fine. Like, the most horrible thing Visepia did was made a better deal with somebody else later in the game.
Yeah, I mean, as far as like gamesmanship stuff goes, I don't think she did anything too bad. I was a little annoyed by her being like, you know, you're not supposed to lie, but the nice thing about Christianity is that I can just lie, and then I can ask God for forgiveness, and then ask the person forgiveness, and it's okay, and it's fine.
It's
and
called
it was like,
a loophole.
Okay, like, come on now.
Yeah. She's right.
It doesn't seem like you feel bad about it. It seems like you're just trying to get off on a technicality, which is stupid.
It's good.
Which, like, the thing, you know, I don't know if you're going to mention it or not, but the thing where they have, like, each member of the jury, like, they do a little talking head with them. Mm-hmm. I think if they had shown John's without showing that, it would have come off as a little too harsh. But immediately following her saying that and him being like, yeah, it's a little annoying that, like, Visepia and Nalia are going to, like, constantly talk about Christianity and, like, how important it is to them, and then like judge other people for playing deceptively, and then immediately just be like, well, it's fine if I do it because God will forgive me.
Yeah.
And he's like, that's bullshit. And I was like, you know what, John, you're right. That is bullshit.
Yeah, John should have won this season. We can all agree.
I wouldn't go that far, but the other end of that though is that John, it's like, well, look, man, you're gonna get voted out if you try and play honest. Like, there is almost like a self-centeredness of a play style of like, I'm gonna be completely honest all the time, because what you're implicitly saying is like, and then I will win.
Yeah.
Because if everyone plays honestly, I'm the best,
Yeah.
so I'll win.
People will appreciate my honesty. How did you feel when Shaq's friend seemed upset that it was 2 women in the final?
I thought that was really funny.
I was like, oh, that
these
kind of came out of
broads
nowhere.
I can't believe I'm getting beaten by these dumb broads. It's like, all right, thanks, Sean.
The general, first of all, is his name, not John. Those are 2 different people.
Yeah.
No, but it's like those bumper stickers that you'll see on people's cars sometimes. It's like, you just got passed by a girl. It's like,
Yep.
Who cares?
Yeah, the general was like, I can't believe that I'm getting beaten by these ladies. It'd be like if Aaron from Esurance beat me at the insurance game.
Who?
It'd be like Flo beating me. Oh, Flo always beats me. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, Flo, man. How long's Flo been in our lives?
Stephanie Courtney's been doing it for like 15 years, I think.
They kind of like built their own Avengers of insurance agents.
It's true, they did.
Which is
the progressive
incredible.
expanded universe.
Yeah. The general is probably jealous. They've got the general and Shaq, and that's it.
Yep.
Just like, granted, I really like both those guys.
They gotta step it up.
I
Get like, I mean, what's Carrot Top up to? Maybe you can get him in there. What's John Stamos doing? Maybe you can get him there.
John Stamos, I know, I think he's in a Mighty Ducks TV show on Disney Plus now.
Oh yeah, the one I think they got Emilio Estevez to do that. Mm-hmm. Because what's he doing?
Carrot
Not
Top
much.
is currently 56 years old. He seems to have a residency in Lost
makes
Wages.
sense. Oh my god, I can go see Carrot Top.
Yeah, buddy.
Fuck basketball. I'm gonna go watch some prop comedy.
He'll be there August 9th at the Luxor, August 10th at the Luxor, and August 11th at the Luxor. So basically every day at the Luxor.
I will be there August 9th, 10th, and 11th, so I know what I'm doing.
Okay, let's see. Let's get show tickets right now. How much do you think a Carrot Top show would be at the Luxor? It's honestly not a horrible price.
I'm gonna say $50, 50 American dollars.
You can get back row seats for $40.
That's not that bad.
Front row seats, $75.
More than I'd be willing to pay. More than I'd be willing to pay. I don't know that I would go to a Carrot Top show if I got to go for free.
I would.
But if I wanted to go to one, not, $40, not that bad.
I will go anywhere for free. That is 100% true. If somebody's like, "Hey, do you want to go to this thing? I'll pay for it." I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely."
Hey, do you want to go somewhere for me to murder you? I won't charge you anything.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I love it. That sounds like a great idea.
I felt the same way with the NBA draft. I was joking. The first two picks had me so excited because the Pistons took Cade Cunningham, as I previously mentioned, and then they took University of Michigan player Isaiah Livers with one of their second-round picks. And I really wanted them to do that, and I was very excited about it. And I was joking that, with the next two second-round picks they had, it could have been this guy changed his name to Fuck Tom, we hate him. And I would have been like, I love this draft. What a great draft. The next draft pick, we're stashing him at Tom's house to beat him up. I would have been like, great, love it. Can't wait.
Yeah. My question is, with their second pick, why didn't they pick Dr. Fauci? He's smarter than any basketball player I've ever known.
That's true. It's fucked up that they took Luka Garza instead of Dr. Fauci.
A basketball team needs a doctor. It's just crazy that, again, how old is...
Why didn't they take John Cena? He has a doctorate in thugonomics.
That's such a good point.
Why isn't John Cena why isn't he the head physician of the United States?
Why isn't John Cena the president?
What is Dr. Fauci's official position again? He's not the Surgeon General, right? What is his actual position?
Doctor of Line, if you ask me.
Ho, ho, ho.
I don't know, honestly.
I don't like to get political.
Look, this isn't a political show, but we can all agree Dr. Fauci, more like Dr. Fakey. He's 80 years old.
He's the director of the U.S. National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, so it makes sense that you wouldn't have heard of him before this, but now that there is a big infectious disease, you are going to hear of him.
He warns things are going to get worse with COVID. COVID is over, actually, so...
COVID is over party. I put that hashtag out there.
COVID is canceled.
COVID is canceled, okay?
Okay, let's talk about these wildlife shots. We had a crab. We actually had quite a few crabs. Crabs, always good. We had some fish. We got that pig. The chickens also came back. A skink. And a couple different birds, including the phoenix petrel. Thomas, do you know anything about the phoenix petrel?
I don't. Great name.
Yeah, right? They are just over 1 foot long with a nearly 3 foot wingspan.
It's not the only thing that's just over 1 foot long.
Well, what else?
A ruler that's longer than 1 foot.
Oh, yeah.
A yardstick.
A baker's dozen ruler.
Yep. Classic 13-inch ruler.
It has a dark brown on the top of its body and a white below with a whitish throat. They can be found throughout the Pacific Ocean. They eat squids and fish and crustaceans. And that's right, Thomas, they are endangered. So if you want to see more phoenix petrel, stop killing them. Because of climate change.
Well, I don't want to.
Well,
I like killing them.
You can't argue with that. They are very fun to kill. At the final tribal council...
First I gotta wear a mask. Now I'm not allowed to kill this beautiful animal. Such bullshit.
Yeah. Whatever happened to my individual freedom to murder this seabird?
Joe Biden is telling me I can't kill these birds. It's fucking bullshit.
Yeah. Oh, so it's fine for me to, like, hide under a towel and trap a seagull, but as soon as I murder a phoenix petrel, it's a crime? Because they're endangered? Get out of here. This is my fucking country, and I won't let the petrels have it. At the final tribal council, Nalia says that she gave 100% and that she loves everybody on the jury. How nice is that? So nice, right? Nalia?
Maybe it's just the way that I'm programmed, but I was like, this is insincere. This is bullshit.
Why do you say that?
I don't know. I'm a cynical person. But, like, I mean, if you were trying to get people to vote for you, I think she's leaning into the, like, I'm nice thing to try and get people to vote for her.
Okay, but if she is nice, though... Like, there's nothing wrong with being nice.
Wasn't so nice to Kathy. I guess Kathy wasn't so nice to her either, so... all evens out.
Yeah. What goes around comes around. If you want to hear more about that, you can listen to our Patreon exclusive podcast, Just Justin.
That's right. We will cover that song if you give us, what was it, like $15,000
I think
a month?
$15,000 a month for that one, yeah.
If you want to hear us talk about future sex love sounds, it will only cost you 15,000 American dollars per month.
Per month, yeah. Vesepia talks about her gumption and developing relationships with each individual person. I thought she made a really good argument for herself here.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Tammy then calls them hypocrites for lying and says that Kathy should have won. Well, guess what, Tammy? She didn't. So you got to come up with either of these.
I mean, she is right that they're hypocrites. Like, she's not wrong about that.
Sure. Fine. I mean,
that's part of playing the game, but I think carrying yourself like, oh, I'm not playing at all. I won't do that. I'm just, if I get to the jury, that's fine. And then, you know, you do start playing and lie or whatever. It's like, you deserve to be called out.
Yeah. Yeah. No, she was definitely right. I also liked how she just said what she needed to say and then peaced out.
Yep.
She's like, I don't have
I definitely respect not asking a question.
Yeah. Pascal then says that they are both great representatives for our great country and wishes that they could be co-winners. What a nice guy Pascal is.
Yeah, that was sweet.
Then Shaq's friend is wearing the biggest shirt I've ever seen anyone wear.
He's wearing the Rashida Jones shirt.
Oh, yeah.
From the hotels.com or whatever the fuck advertisements that she does.
Those are the worst commercials I've ever seen.
Every time I'm like, why is Rashida wearing such a big shirt?
Every time I see that commercial, I'm like, wait, is Rashida Jones the website? Because she comes in and
my question is like, is that Rashida, like, did Rashida Jones, she's like, I'm going to wear this big shirt that I own, or were they like, Rashida, we need you to wear this big shirt?
You know how websites always have
very
big
important
shirts?
For this commercial.
Yeah. I think it's great. I mean,
people are talking about it. You can't deny that. People are talking about the big shirt.
People are talking about the hotels.com big shirt commercial.
My favorite Adam McKay movie, The Big Shirt.
Big Shirt, yeah. Vesepia says that she regrets voting out Kathy. Zoe says that she's got work hard, play hard attitude. What was Zoe's character?
Yeah, I don't know that ever came through.
I feel like all I know about Zoe is that she had a work hard, play hard attitude, and that's only because she told me twice.
Her and Tammy were at odds at one point, and Tammy got her voted out. That's all I really remember.
Oh, I thought they were on the same side.
They were, but then, like, I think they had lower numbers, and she was angling to get Tammy voted off.
Yeah, sure. Kathy asks Nalia what moves she made by herself, and then Nalia says that she didn't start playing until day 24. More than halfway through the game.
It's day 24. What is this, an indie movie?
Oh, that's funny.
Because A24?
Yeah,
anyway.
I was going to say, what is this, a Kiefer Sutherland show?
Oh, right. Yeah, this is bullshit. This is I would not have voted. I literally wouldn't have voted for her based on her.
That would have been
that.
If I had been on the jury and she said that, I would have been like, okay, I'm not voting for her then.
Yeah, like, come on. Who are you? You're like, no one believes that.
Yeah. And like, we all were playing from day one. Like,
You can just say, like, I was trying to be laid back. Like, obviously, everybody's playing. You got to make maneuvers when you can, but I tried to be more laid back and just sort of enjoy the people around me and make moves when it was time to make moves. Don't tell people you're not playing.
yeah, I actually
Not
didn't play this game that you all got voted out of. I'm not even trying. Oh, is this hard for you?
Even if it were true, like, no one would respect that.
Yeah. Kathy asks Vesepia how she doesn't feel deceitful after what she did to her. And I don't know. I didn't write down Vesepia's response, but I assume it was good. John then asks them why he should give them his vote. Nelia says that she had considered joining their alliance at one point. This was such a horrible argument.
Yep.
She's like, I thought about being with you guys, but then I decided against it.
Yeah, this was not. I don't feel like any favors were done here.
No, I don't think Nelia did a great job in this final tribal council. Vesepia says that she played all the way to the end, which I think is accurate. Like, she took all those notes. She voted out the people that she needed to vote out in the order that needed to be voted out. Like, she just did a really good job. She played the game perfectly. Then they all vote, and well, Sean votes. He does a Dr. Evil impression, which
Yes. Oh my God. I was like, well, this is very much indicative of the time period. The thing is, this was probably played out at the time because it was like 2001.
Yeah, they filmed this in 2001. So
The original Austin Powers came out in 1997. Like,
was
I
it
think
97?
people
I thought
were.
it was 99.
I think that was when Spy Who Shagged Me came out.
I don't know all of the names. 97, 99, and 2002.
Yep. So this was, I don't know, maybe before they left, he had seen the trailer for Goldmember and it was fresh in his mind.
It's also
But even by Goldmember, I think people were getting a little tired of it.
How could you say that? Austin Powers is Goldmember. International Man of Mystery, that's what the first one is called. I haven't watched these movies in a long time. Have you?
I watched the first one not too long ago, and I think that it holds up and it's pretty
Really?
funny.
Good. That's good to hear.
Yes. There's some good jokes in there.
I love that. Oh, is the first one the one where he has to maneuver that cart like
Yes,
backstage?
that is
Oh my
that
God.
is one of the better jokes in the first one is the one where he has to maneuver the cart and he gets stuck.
That's still one of the funniest bits in any movie I've ever seen. It's so good.
That's also the one where I have to remember if his name is actually. I think his name is. It's not Music Michael McDonald. It's the Michael McDonald that was on Mad TV. Where
played Stuart.
Yes, famous for playing Stuart.
What a great
where,
character.
Beloved character Stuart.
Nothing problematic about that character.
Was there? I mean, I think the idea was just that he was a man playing a child.
I don't know.
But anyway, the joke where they're on the steamroller that they can't turn, and he just keeps going no and holding his hand out,
Yeah.
and there's like a football field in between them, and he just doesn't move and gets run over.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good movie. So Jeff then collects the votes, and then he gets on a helicopter, and he flies all the way to New York City.
I loved it. They did the jet ski thing, but with him getting on a helicopter. He gets off the helicopter, and all of a sudden everyone's there. How did they get there before him? He was on a helicopter.
When they were all voting, I was like, how is he going to get back to the States this time? Because this was still in the era when they were doing that every season. And he got on a helicopter, flew all the way across the Pacific Ocean and all the way across the United States to New York City, then gets on a taxi and goes through Times Square again after already flying over it. Because, there's only one location in New York
Apparently it was
City.
a slow helicopter because all of the contestants were there.
Yeah. He then gets his taxi to Central Park and reads the votes. And it comes down to a 4-3 vote, and Vesepia wins. Were you so excited to see
Crazy.
Vesepia win?
I was glad to see her win. I got very close to calling it. I just I honestly, when her and Kathy made that alliance, I was like, damn, I was really right about this.
Yeah.
And then it was like, oh no, got two of the final three right. That's not too bad.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, when you were like, I feel like Kathy's winning, I'm like, oh, just wait, because I know it's about to happen.
I think if she had taken Kathy to the end, I do think Kathy would have won.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So I think it was the right move not. It was the right move not to.
Yeah, agreed. So that's Survivor Marquesas. How would you rate it versus every other season we've watched?
I thought it was good, not great.
Yeah, agreed.
I think it was more fun to watch as like a time capsule of what Survivor was like then than it was as like a great season. But it was enjoyable, certainly. I think that the structure and challenges of it were very enjoyable, and I think it was a middling season personality-wise.
Sure. Do you think it was better than Millennials versus Gen X?
No.
Do you think it was better than Triple H, It's Time to Play the Game?
Yes. Yeah, much better.
Was it better than Ghost Island?
No.
You're the Survivor community's biggest Ghost Island fan, I think.
I like it. It was a good season.
Yeah. Good season, good winner, good story overall. I think
it had more memorable players.
Yeah. I think looking back, people appreciate it more, but I think people really didn't like it when it was airing.
Why were they so mad about it? I don't get it.
Because
I thought the gimmick. I liked the gimmick on it.
the gimmick was very good. I think people just like to hate things.
I guess.
Speaking of what the Survivor community loves to hate, next week we are starting Survivor Gabon, Earth's Last Eden.
This was when I was talking to my sister and my brother-in-law about this. They said that the thing that they remembered most from this is that Jeff really hammers that theme home.
Oh, Earth's Last Eden?
Yeah, we're going to be hearing the term Earth's Last Eden a lot.
Well, it's a good...
Get ready.
It's a good name for a season, I think. It's going to be good. I'm really excited about this. I've been wanting to watch this forever. And
more like 5 ever, because it's Survivor Season 5.
It's Survivor Season...
Survivor.
Yeah. Survivor Season 17. We are going 6 years in the future to Survivor 17. Survivor Gabon, Earth's Last
Oh, it's Season
Eden.
17? I thought it was Season 5.
Survivor, yeah. You said that already.
Wouldn't that be great? Same thing I've always been doing, surviving.
So that's next week. It's going to be good. Oh, and then Thomas, I'll tell you this. Survivor, Thomas is Survivor Thailand, just to let you know.
Okay.
We'll get to that one.
Ooh,
eventually.
I bet there'd be elephants in the wildlife shots.
Well, we'll see. Survivor Gabon next week. It's going to be great. I can't wait. And then we'll start with the first episode next week, and then we're doing 2 a week until Survivor 41 in September. Man, we're got to go through this one quick, bud.
Lordy, look who's 41, Survivor.
Yeah, Survivor's 41 now. Fucking old. Why don't you run for president, old man? Who do you think will be the first president born in the 2000s?
Survivor went to the beach that makes you old.
Yeah. Yeah. Survivor went to the beach that makes you feel old. That makes you old, not makes you feel old. Thomas will be back.
Well, it makes you feel old, but it also makes you old.
Yeah, well, it makes you old. It makes you feel old because you are old. That's the whole thing with
Yes.
that beach. When you walk up to that beach, there's a sign that says, you're going to feel old after this, and then in parentheses, because you will be old.
Get ready to feel old. Macaulay Culkin is 41 years old. Also, you're old now, too.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the name of the beach. So Thomas will be back next week with a review of Old, the new M. Night Shyamalan picture that I'm sure is
I will be
very
reporting
good.
on whether Old is good or bad, and whether seeing the movie also makes you old.
Yeah.
You know, we're all of your questions will be answered.
Thomas, if people want to see your tweets about the beach that makes you feel old, are you seeing it on a beach?
Yes. Basically what they do is they just dump a bunch of sand into the theater.
Mm-hmm. And it's an immersive experience, you know?
Yeah.
Some people got...
They let a bunch of seagulls loose inside of the theater I'm going to.
It's good. It's fun.
I can't wait.
People are all about these 40X chairs, but really it's the beach life experience that I'm looking for in my movie theater.
Yeah. fuck D-box.
Like,
I want,
COVID almost took this
C-box.
from us. But now we can have a fun...
Yeah, I can have my real movie going experience, which is a bunch of seagulls shitting on everything.
What could be better? You can follow the
Shitting on everything. What are they, movie critics? Ho!
You can follow the show on Twitter at DYWSLN. It's the initials of the show. Or on Instagram at The Only Survivor
You can follow me at
Podcast.
Tom Not Tom. You didn't give me a chance to answer that question.
Well, I did, but you just decided to talk about the beach that makes you old
No,
instead.
you talked over
No,
me.
impossible. I would never do that. Have you ever heard me do that? No. Never.
I guess not.
No.
All right. Oh, I was gonna say I was trying to remember something to do. I wanted to remember to thank the fans.
Yeah. That's it. So
Without you, I wouldn't be seeing the movie about the beach that makes you old. Please consider donating to our Patreon.
what are the shows we've got on Patreon, Thomas?
We've got Just Joey. We've got that's for what, like
That's just for Joey.
is that 10,000 a month?
That's 10,000 a month, yeah.
And then for what is it, like 12,500? You can get Just in Sync.
15 no. Oh, buddy, no. Justin Sync is 20,000 a month.
Oh, okay, but just Justin is 15,000.
That's right. So
So if you only want to hear about Justin Timberlake's solo career, that's 15 grand. But if you want In Sync included, that's 20,000.
but you
And and on that podcast, we do not talk about any of their solo careers. We only talk about In Sync.
if you want the JC Chazé podcast,
Yeah, if you want us to do a
We're talking about his
podcast
one
about
solo
JC
album.
Chazé's solo career, it's gonna be at least $25,000.
what?
You know what it would be called? Just See Chazé.
What's the iTunes review if people want to leave that?
This is my favorite podcast. I like it better than all the other podcasts. I give it a big thumbs up. 5 stars, please.
5 stars, please. And next week we'll be back with Gabon, episode 1. So until then, have a great summer.
Deuces.
Got out of town on a boat from the southern islands, sailing to reach before a following sea. She was making for the trades on the outside and the downhill run to Papaete. Off the wind on this heading line, the Marquesas. You got 80 feet of a water line, nicely making way in a noisy bar in Avalon. I tried to call you, but on the midnight watch I realized why twice you ran away. Think about how many times I had fallen. Spirits are using me, but your voice is calling. What heaven brought you and me cannot be forgotten. I have been around the world, looking for that woman girl who knows love can endure, and you know it will. When you see the Southern Cross for the first time, you understand now why you came this way. 'Cause the truth you might be running from is so small, but it's as big as the promise of a coming day. So I'm sailing for tomorrow, my dreams are a-dying, and my love is an anchor tied to you, tied with a silver chain. I have my ship and all her flags are a-flying. She is all that I have left, and music is her name. Think about how many times the garden. I have been around the world, looking for that woman love, who knows love can endure, and you know it will, and you know it will.
Smarten up, Probst.